Rothsay Tigers. This is Al Siegley along with Glenn Morkey bringing you the play-by-play of tonight's ball game. Glenn, who was that sang the national anthem?
3 seniors and a junior. Adam Bell, Tony Frazier, Jeremy Haburn, and Bill Krackelberg. That's the second time they sung it for us. They do a really nice job.
Very, very well done. And the Rothsay Tigers took the opening tip with the ball. Zerbas over to Brian Henderson, and with that shot, we have Kelly Nelson getting some shots underneath.
Looks like he's going to be a force in there. That foul on Pelican Rapids, number 51, Derek Satter, his first and his team's first. Yeah, Nelson's a big boy.
Yes, he is. He'll be a force in there.
And he came to play.
David Henderson into
basket by the Tigers, number 44, John Harstead.
John Harstead gets the bucket.
The thing that happens when you have a solid force like that, it opens everybody else up too if they double team or triple team him.
Went out of bounds, ran out of court. At Concordia, he'd still be running and be on the court.
He'd have another 15 feet to go.
That's right, that's right. David Henderson into Brian Henderson.
I don't know if there's any relationship between these boys. It's 2 Hendersons and 3 Steiners on the team.
The Hendersons, I believe, are brothers. And with that high-arching shot, John Harstead.
Basket by John Harstead.
And the score is 4-0. They set up in a 1-2-2 zone.
Harstead's got some nice size and a real good touch.
Travis Collerud over the top of Kelly Nelson, doesn't get it. Rebound by John Harstead. It's Brian Henderson with the ball. Over to Zerbas, back to Henderson, into Kelly Nelson.
And I think there's quite a few things going on here tonight besides bragging rights.
Yeah, Kelly gets...
Kelly Nelson for 2.
Kelly adds to his 1,000-point plus total for a career. Matt Solberg with the ball. Troy Hagan, 4-3, doesn't get it. Rebound, Trent Hagan. Bounce in.
Nice
look.
Troy Hagan for 2.
6-2 in favor of the Rothsay Tigers.
It's kind of a
Brian Henderson.
Interesting thing that we've seen boys and girls teams. Brothers and sisters really seem to know where the other one's at.
And that shot was taken by David Henderson, and we have another foul.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids. Number 31, Trent Hagan, his first and his team's second. Into the ball game for the Tigers, number 20, Brad Waldock.
And at the line, we have Brian Henderson.
At the line for the Tigers, number 14, Brian Henderson.
This is a nice warm-up game for heading into the tournaments, Glenn.
Yep, both of them are looking for a little momentum going into the tournaments.
Rothsay takes on Hillcrest, and Vikings take on Long Prairie Gray Eagle.
Pelicans looking to get on track too. They probably had about, I think they went 8-1 in January, and then they've run into some stiffer competition here at the end of the season and dropped 3 or 4 in a row. They'd like to get back on track.
Matt Solberg directing the offense out there.
I think he's trying to figure out what they're running for a defense.
Satter gets fouled.
Good move by Satter.
John Harstead picks up a first foul.
Foul is called on the Tigers. Number 44, John Harstead, his first and his team's first.
6-2 is the score. Rothsay Tigers in the league. Derek Satter at the line. 4 makes the first one.
Derek Satter at the line, shooting 2. Had a full house here tonight too.
Nice crowd. It's, nice crowd.
One of the first Friday nights when there's nothing else at all going on.
Except a forecast snowstorm.
Derek Satter that's not going on right now either.
That's all right. The longer it waits, the closer to spring we get.
Quicker it melts.
Harstead doesn't get it. Ball tipped.
And Paul Sanis making the call there.
Travis Tallerud inbounding the ball to Matt Soberg.
I can't tell whether the Rothsay defense is really spreading out our offense or we're choosing to spread out the Rothsay defense.
Troy, double pump in there and got the bucket.
Troy Hagan for 2.
Waldock
There were a couple people there that Hagan didn't drive past, weren't there?
Yes. Henderson to Henderson, stolen by Matt Soberg. Over to Troy Hagan.
Basket by Troy Hagan.
Assist and a steal for Matt Soberg on that play. Brian Henderson to his
Kelly Nelson scores.
To Kelly Nelson.
And Nelson was wide open.
Yes, he was.
Coach Strand a little upset with that. Somebody must not have picked him up coming over from the backside.
And there's a pick by David Henderson.
Oh, and a double dribble, but
over to Brian
not
Henderson.
this time.
And we have a long shot.
Brad Waldock for 2.
Just on the line for number 20, Brad Waldock.
Waldock off the bench, good looking shot.
10-8 is the score. Trent Hagan, oh, didn't get the roll.
Rolls out.
Harstead gets the rebound. We have a Henderson, and he says the basket counts. So Trent Hagan picks up the foul.
Basket good by Brian Henderson.
His second.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 31, Trent Hagan, his second, team second. Henderson at the line, shooting 1. Into the ball game for the Vikings, number 35, J.P. Ducharme. Into the ball game for the Tigers, number 52, Wade Steiner.
Inside to Travis Tallerud. Tipped around, picked off by David Henderson. Gives it to Brian Henderson. Over to Waldock, back to Brian Henderson, David Henderson. Back to Waldock for 3. Got it.
Brad Waldock for 3.
15-8 Vikings. We're down to 2.5 minutes in the first quarter. 15-8, Rothsay Tigers in the lead. Troy Hagan.
Troy Hagan for 3.
Troy answers with another 3. Waldock over to David Henderson, in and lays it in.
David Henderson scores.
17-11. 2 minutes
Looks like
left.
they're going to try and light her up tonight, Al.
Yes, they are. Troy Hagan, nice move to the basket, doesn't get it. Kelly Nelson picks off the rebound, nearly stolen by Troy Hagan.
For a second.
For a second.
I don't think Nelson knew he was still back there.
Nice place to get the ball, right on the basket. And that was Wade Steiner that took that shot, and Matt Soberg comes down with a rebound. Travis Tallerud underneath to Derek Saturday, all tipped away, and gets his own rebound and goes back up, but Wade Steiner picks up the foul.
Did they have on that foul? 52, I thought, or is it 20?
42. They gave Kelly Nelson
that foul called on the Tigers, number 42, Kelly Nelson, his first, team second. At the line, number 51, Derek Satter. Correction, that last foul called on number 44, John Harstead, his second.
Shall we we flip a coin. We know that Derek Satter is going to the line.
Has got
52. Now
Kelly Nelson re-enters the ball game. That last foul given to number 52, Wade Steiner. Derek Satter at the line, shooting 2.
Off John Harstead.
Off of John Harstead.
17-12.
Ducharme in there with the quick hands.
Yep. And there's the reject.
Kelly is just reminding him that he's still there.
Maybe that's an invitation not to shoot from under there.
Well, you know, next time Matt will be thinking about it.
I'm sure. Travis
got to get Tallerud on track here. He hasn't taken a shot yet, I don't think.
Now he does, and Ducharme called for the foul.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids. Number 35, J.P. Ducharme. His first, team's fourth.
Intended for Kelly Nelson, rolls around, tipped around, and he gets it back in the corner. And he lets fly and nails it to
Kelly Nelson for 2. I think with all the publicity that Nelson gets, maybe the rest of the team's a little underrated, but there's some really nice looking ball players playing the rest of this ball game too.
That's right. And with a second seed, they've got to have something going for them. Troy lost the handle on that one.
Entering the ball game for Pelican Rapids, number 41, Andrew Miller. Number 53, Ryan Schustrom.
Vikings sitting in a 2-3 zone. Waldock into Harstead, back to Waldock. He lets fly, doesn't get it. Nelson gets a rebound underneath. Swatted away by Andrew Miller. And he's got a little smile on his face. He's got to feel good about tipping one away from the big men. Waldock, Kelly Nelson, for 3.
Kelly Nelson for 3. The big man can shoot from the outside,
22 to 12, and we're coming down to 15 seconds. Vikings looking for one last shot. Travis Tallerud for 3. Off the rim, no good. And Kelly Nelson does pick up a number 2 foul on Kelly Nelson.
Foul is called on the Tigers. Number 42, Kelly Nelson. His first, team's third.
Soberg inbounds to Ducharme. Ducharme shoots and scores.
J.P. Ducharme for 2.
And our score 22 to 14 in favor of the Rothsay Tigers.
Pelican did a lot, Nate.
And we're back. Our Vikings trailing 14 to 22. Rothsay Tigers have had a little control.
Pelican Rapids will have the ball to begin the second quarter.
Tallerud inbounds the ball to Matt Solberg to start the second quarter. To Ducharme. Makes a move to Schustrom.
Ryan's still not into his shooting mode like he was last year.
Ducharme looking to the inside. Drives, kicks it out to Tallerud. Little fake jump, and got it.
Travis Tallerud for 2.
22-16. Tigers in the lead. David Henderson to Brian Henderson. Underneath to Kelly Nelson, swatted away. Ball rolls around and we may have a jump ball.
Position to Rothsay.
Arms, legs, bodies flying. Ends up in a jump ball, and Rothsay Tigers will inbound. Kelly Nelson with the ball. Bounce pass. Matt Solberg picks up a foul.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 15, Matt Solberg. His first, team's fifth.
Kelly Nelson inbounding the ball to Brian Henderson. Behind the three-point line.
Kelly Nelson for three.
Ducharme to Talerud into Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller looking for Ducharme. Ball batted away. David Henderson struggling. Double dribble. One turnover begets another one.
Had a lot of little kind of double dribble, tip ball. Been a tough game for the refs to call.
Intercepted by Harstead. Waldock handles it now. Brian Henderson dribbling the ball out in front. Intercepted by Matt Solberg. Talerud bounce into Andrew Miller. Back out to Talerud. Tossed off David Henderson. It'll be Vikings ball. Matt Solberg couldn't quite hang on to that one.
Matt knew it. He wasn't arguing with anybody.
No argument there. No. David Henderson. Schustrom on him. Kelly Nelson. Two people on him. Waldock back to Kelly Nelson. Drives Andrew Miller. And Andrew picks up a foul.
Well, we got to see if he can make free throws. He can do everything else.
That's right. That's right.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids.
Whoops.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 41. Andrew Miller, his first,
25,
team sixth.
25-16. Just
into the ball game for Rothsay, number 12, Josh Zerbis. Into the ball game for Pelican Rapids, number 11, Troy Hagan. At the line for the Tigers, number 42, Kelly Nelson, shooting two.
That's the first one. Answers that question. Yes, he can make a free throw.
He hasn't missed any yet.
No. Second one. Yeah, he can't miss.
Maybe that's what they got to do.
Talerud pulls the rebound down, brings the ball up the floor. Into Schustrom in the corner.
I think the bigger question Pelican has, other than handling Nelson, is they haven't been able to solve this defense of Rothsay's. Foul is called on the Tigers, number 12, Josh Zerbis, his first, team's fourth.
26-16 our score. Rothsay Tigers in the lead. Talerud looking inbound to Andrew Miller. Rejected by Kelly Nelson. Travis Talerud will be inbounding the ball as the Vikings look for somebody. Schustrom into Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller cranks it up.
Nice looking shot.
Yes, it was.
Didn't go in. I think Andrew feels like he's been challenged. He's going to take the challenge.
David Henderson.
Because he went right back at him.
Now it's Brian Henderson. Harstead to Zerbis. Kelly Nelson looking. Andrew Miller had the ball and had the hand in his face. And there's a turnover by the Rothsay Tigers. Vikings ball.
Entering the ball game for Pelican Rapids, number 51, Derek Satter, and number 15, Matt Solberg.
5:21 left in the game, in the second quarter. 26-16 our score. Matt Solberg out in front. Nearly stolen by David Henderson, looking for Troy Hagan.
I'm not sure how Hagan got that ball over there.
About the way the Gophers did the other night in their last.
Right. They rolled it between two guys.
That's right.
Should have been picked off.
Dribbles down the lane to Ducharme. Ducharme underneath to Troy Hagan. Doesn't get it. Kelly Nelson rebound and brings it up the floor to Zerbis. And the
Kids are looking a little intimidated inside.
26-16 is our score. And the Rothsay Tigers take a
timeout, Rothsay.
And this nice crowd welcoming both teams back to the floor as the Rothsay Tigers will inbound the ball.
And most of the crowd knows each other.
They may be related to each other. So Henderson to Henderson. Into Harstead, into Kelly Nelson, and doesn't get it. Rebound, Troy Hagan. Brings the ball up, being guarded by Brian Henderson. Over to J.P. Ducharme, shoots the three, doesn't get it. Harstead the rebound, and Nelson ends up with it. Down to Brian Henderson. Puts a little fake on and gets
Brian Henderson for two.
28-16. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in quarter number two. Troy Hagan cranks one for three, doesn't get it. Nelson again, rebound, long pass. To Zerbis. And J.P. Ducharme picks up a foul on the force out.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 35, J.P. Ducharme. His second puts Rothsay into the bonus at the line, shooting the 1-and-1. Number 44, John Harstead. Entering the ball game for the Vikings, number 31, Trent Hagan.
4 minutes left in quarter number two as John Harstead steps to the free throw line for the Rothsay Tigers. Doesn't get it. It was a bonus situation, and Derek Satter pulls down the rebound.
I'm not so sure the free throw isn't our best defense right now.
That could be. Troy Hagan with the ball out on top to Travis Tollerud. Over to Matt Solberg in the corner. On top, Trent Hagan. A little fake. Travis Tollerud gets the ball and fires it up. Nelson with the rebound. Brian Henderson. To David Henderson, to Kelly Nelson, to Zerbis. Henderson to Henderson to Harstead, and he fires. Got it.
John Harstead for two.
30-16 is our score.
Boy, Rothsay moved the ball well on that one.
Yes, they did. They're looking for the open man, and
there weren't any whiskers growing on it.
No. Troy Hagan looking. Derek Satter looks at the basket and kicks it out to Travis Tollerud for three. Doesn't get it. Trent Hagan gets the rebound, puts it up, doesn't get it. Kelly Nelson, again a dominant force underneath with a rebound. Zerbis with the ball. Over the timeline. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Quarter number two. 30-16 is our score in favor of the Rothsay Tigers. Harstead with the ball to Zerbis. Kelly Nelson, back to David Henderson, to Zerbis, to Brian Henderson, and tipped away by Troy Hagan. 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Quarter number two. 30-16 is our score.
Foul is called on Rothsay's number 12, Josh Zerbis. His second, team strip. Entering the ball game for the Tigers, number 20, Brad Waldock.
A moving screen on Zerbis. Matt Solberg with the ball. Looking to the inside, Travis Collerud kicks it back out to Matt. Being guarded by Waldock. Trent Hagen with
Nice
it.
tight man-to-man by Rothsay.
Yes, they are.
Pelicans not finding any room for a shot.
Derek Satter to
And the shots they are getting are kind of off-balance threes.
And Collerud.
Travis Collerud for 2.
30-18. A minute and 40 seconds left in quarter number 2. Brian Henderson being guarded by Troy Hagen. Over to Kelly Nelson. Waldock now with it inside to Harstead, and a little too much weight on the ball.
That foul on Pelican Rapids, number 43, Travis Collerud, his first at the line for Rothsay. Number 44, John Harstead, shooting 2.
30-18's our score. John Harstead puts the first one up, not good.
See, this is a good defense that Pelicans using here. And now the secret weapons coming in.
John Harstead makes the second
entering the
free
ball
throw.
game for Pelican
31.
Rapids. Number 45, Brad Moats.
31-18. Matt Solberg bringing the ball up. Now to Troy Hagen, back to Matt. Waldock on it, all over him. Travis Collerud being guarded by David Henderson. Matt Solberg in the corner, drives the lane, makes a scoop shot, doesn't get it. With a nice baseline move.
Brad Waldock for 2.
We're under 45 seconds in quarter number 2. Brad Moats with the ball out to Matt Solberg. Trent Hagen for 3.
Trent Hagen for 3.
33-21. Vikings sneaking back up. Brad Waldock
Pelicans just kind of hanging around.
looking for Kelly Nelson, and Kelly wasn't quite there.
I think Brad's been sent into the game to lean on him.
Troy Hagen back to the basket. Got it to Collerud for 3. Short. Bounces around. David Henderson underneath. Oh, he got the right before the horn.
Brad Waldock scores.
35-21 in favor of the
At this
Rothsay
time,
Tigers.
dancing for your halftime entertainment.
We're at halftime with the Rothsay Tigers leading our Pelican Rapids Vikings 31-21 in a pretty exciting ball game, Glenn, to say the least. They're shooting threes, they're getting a lot of rebounds, and kicking them back up there. So, good ball game.
Excellent ball game so far. I think Rothsay's had the better of it on the defensive end. 35 points is a lot of points, but 21 holding Pelican to 21 is probably more than they could have expected coming in. They're doing an excellent job on defense.
This is the way the scoring has gone for the Rothsay Tigers. Brian Henderson has 4. Brad Waldock 9. David Henderson 2. Kelly Nelson 13. John Harstead 7. Total 35. For our Vikings, Troy Hagen leads the Vikings with 9 points. Trent Hagen 5, J.P. Ducharme 2, Travis Collerud 4, and Derek Satter has 1 point on a free throw. Total 21 points. So we'll be back in a little bit with the second half of tonight's ball game. Final game of the season, a home game, final regular season game for both teams as they head into tournament play. And after tonight, the Vikings will be looking at the Long Prairie Gray Eagle basketball team as they move into tournament play, Section 8AA. And We'll be back in just a little bit.
Pelican Rapids will have the ball to begin the third quarter.
We're back with the second half of tonight's basketball game between the Rothsay Tigers and the Pelican Rapids Vikings, where the Rothsay Tigers lead 35-21. Problem with the first half, particularly in the second quarter, Vikings only scored 7 points. Travis Tollerud cranks one up, doesn't get anything but iron, and Kelly Nelson pulls it down.
There's a new body in there for Rothsay. Who is that? Brady Karlsrud. I wonder what relation that is to all those Karlsruds we've seen come through the system.
Spelled the same, so they have to be related. Into
nice
Harstead. Assist, Kelly Nelson.
John Harstead for 2.
Kelly Nelson ends up with the ball on that turnover.
Pelican looks like it's going to put a little more pressure on Nelson after he gets the rebound. Make sure he clears his outlet.
To Harstead with the ball. Brian Henderson up, doesn't get it. Trent Hagen with the rebound. Matt Solberg bringing the ball up the floor. Troy Hagen underneath to Trent. And
Trent Hagen for 2.
Nice look.
Yeah, Troy stuck that pass right in there. Weren't a lot of spaces for it. That's a nice pass again.
You bet.
Kelly Nelson for 2. Harstead and Nelson returning the favor to each other.
That's right.
Both getting wide open layups.
39-23. Troy Hagen gets it pushed back by Kelly Nelson, and David Henderson picks up the ball. Now Brian Henderson. Karlsrud with the ball. Around the top, Kelly Nelson over to David Henderson. Into Harstead, and he loses the ball. Matt Solberg comes up with it. Travis Tollerud recovers the ball. Matt Solberg for 3.
Matt Solberg for 3.
39-26.
Pelican putting a little pressure on the first pass.
Harstead gets the roll.
John Harstead scores.
They have a good combination in there with Harstead and Kelly Nelson.
Well, Harstead's got some nice size on him, too. He's probably the second biggest kid on the court.
Doesn't get it. Harstead the rebound, and a long pass down court to Henderson. Underneath for the play.
Brian Henderson for 2.
43-26. Trent Hagen from the corner. Doesn't get it. Gets his own rebound. Bounces it off to David Henderson.
Going to be around in the summer to help us out a little?
I think so.
Maybe we'll call you in the summer. I know during this time of year.
Matt Solberg inbounding the ball. Kicks it out to Derek Satter. Matt Solberg for 3. Doesn't get it. Underneath. Ball rolled around, and we do have a jump ball.
Possession, Rothsay. I think Travis was so surprised that time that he was the only one up there.
That's right.
He's been battling Kelly so hard the whole game.
Well, he's a handful. David Henderson.
Oh, and he gives up 4 or 5 inches on him.
Brian Henderson, and a few pounds.
4 or 5 pounds.
4 or 5 pounds. I believe Nelson was a tight end in their football team. He's looking at the basket, bounce pass into Harstead, and he is fouled.
Ball is on the Vikings. Number 11, Troy Hagen. His first, team's first.
Harstead at the line, will be shooting 2. Got the first one.
John Harstead Harstead at the line, shooting 2.
Second one also. 45-26. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in quarter number 3. Matt Solberg looking for somebody to help him out. Gets it from Troy Hagan. Troy going to drive the baseline. Left hands it up there. Doesn't get it. Pulled down by Nelson. Karlsrud with the ball. To Brian Henderson. Kelly Nelson. To David Henderson. Swatted away by Troy Hagan. Kelly Nelson, last to touch.
Entering the ball game for Pelican Rapids, number 41, Andrew Miller. For Rothsay, number 20, Brad Waldock.
Troy Hagan to Matt Solberg. Into the corner, Travis Tollerud. Travis to Trent Hagan. Matt Solberg from the side, doesn't get it. David Henderson salvages the ball, and Harstead now to Brian Henderson. Kelly Nelson felt it, and
Kelly Nelson for 3. I don't think he's the right guy to challenge and ask him to shoot the 3.
no. Matt Solberg with the ball now. Travis Tollerud cranks up a 3 and hits.
Travis Tollerud for 3.
Matches the tray by Kelly Nelson. Waldock to David Henderson now to Harstead. He drives Tollerud. Pass underneath to Waldock, and Trent Hagan picks up a foul.
Entering the ball game for Pelican Rapids, number 35 for Rothsay, number 22, Brady Karlsrud. And see who they called it on, did you?
I believe they called it on Trent Hagan.
Mr. Fox isn't used to putting the numbers up.
Yep.
That last foul on Pelican Rapids, number 31, Trent Hagan, his 3rd,
Kelly
team
Nelson
2nd.
cranks up
Kelly
another.
Nelson for 3.
That's his 4th 3. J.P. Ducharme says, I'll answer that one. Oh, no.
J.P. Ducharme for 2.
By Matt Solberg. Good effort by Matt Solberg, trying to retrieve
Good
that
hustle,
ball.
got it slapped off his knee.
Good hustle. 51-31, favor the Rothsay
Good
Tigers.
hustle by both boys. Henderson kid recovered enough to get you out of bounds. Entering the ball game for Rothsay, number 52, Wade Steiner.
Kelly Nelson bringing the ball up the floor, drives it, dishes off to Brian Henderson. He shoots and is fouled. Basket is good. Brian Henderson scores the bucket, 53-31.
That last basket by Rothsay's number 14, Brian Henderson.
Travis Tollerud picks up his 2nd foul.
Fouls on Pelican Rapids, number 43, Travis Tollerud, his 2nd, team's 3rd.
2 minutes and 8 seconds left in this ball game.
Timeout, Pelican
Third
Rapids.
quarter, 53-31, favor the Rothsay Tigers. And we're back with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in quarter number 3. 53-31 is our score, and we have Brian Henderson going to the line.
Brian Henderson at the line after the timeout, shooting 1.
That's right, he made the bucket, so he'll only get 1. Stepped in there too early, so he gets another shot at it. Well, he does get 2 shots.
Getting 2 shots.
2 attempts, I guess is what you would call it. And he doesn't get the second one either. Ducharme with the
Only
rebound.
missed one of them, though, technically.
That's right. In the book, he missed 1. And in your hearts, you know. Tollerud looking for somebody to get the ball to. Matt Sober comes down to the corner in the baseline, kicks it out to Schustrom. Schustrom does cast up there and is fouled by Karlsruhe.
Foul is called on Rothsay's number 22, Brady Karlsruhe. His first, team's first. At the line for Pelican Rapids, number 53, Ryan Schustrom, shooting 2.
Didn't get his first one. 53-31 is our score. Minute and 46 seconds left in quarter number 3.
Big third quarter here by Rothsay.
Didn't get the second shot either. Rebound by David Henderson to Brian Henderson. Back to David. Steiner handles the ball. David Henderson to Harstead. Steiner is pushed by Ducharme.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 35, J.P. Ducharme, his third, team's fourth. A Rothsay ball out of bounds.
Minute and 24 seconds left. 14 fouls on Pelican Rapids, 1 on the Rothsay Tigers. Karlsruhe handling the ball over to David Henderson to Steiner. Back inside to David Henderson. He puts it up and Tallerud comes down with the rebound. Sober bringing the ball up the floor to Ducharme. Kicks it out to Tallerud for 3. Yes.
Travis Tallerud for 3.
Karlsruhe with the ball, being pressured by Schustrom.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 15, Matt Soberg, his second, team's fifth. Entering the ball game for the Tigers, number 42, Kelly Nelson.
David Henderson inbounding the ball. To Harstead, inside to Nelson, and he kicks it away. Matt had to make a little move to get the inbounds pass. Ducharme, Tallerud, into Andrew Miller, back to Tallerud, and he puts it up for nothing.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 15, Matt Soberg, his third, team sixth. Entering the ball game for the Vikings, number 11, Troy Hagan. For the Tigers, number 20, Brad Waldock, and number 52, Wade Steiner.
With 33 seconds left, the score 53-34 in favor of the Rothsay Tigers, and the Tigers inbounding the ball, being double teamed and fouled is Brian Henderson.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 53, Ryan Schustrom. His first puts Rothsay into the bonus at the line. Number 14, Brian Henderson.
Henderson has a bonus opportunity. First shot up and got it. 54-34. Second shot coming for Brian Henderson. Got it. 55-34. Troy Hagan bringing the ball up the floor for the Vikings. Drives the lane, puts it up, left hand, didn't get it. Tallerud ends up with the rebound. Troy Hagan again for 3. And didn't get it. Ball tipped around. David Henderson ends up with it. Tallerud guarding him, putting a little pressure on. Now it's Brian Henderson. Pressure by Schustrom paid off there.
An unusual steal.
Yes.
Or turnover, that's a better word. 7 seconds, need a quick one here.
5. Troy Hagan for 3. Didn't get it. And it's a quarter. 55-34.
At this time, we'd like to announce the winners of the drawings.
And we're we're back as the Vikings prepare to inbound the ball. Start quarter number 4, trailing 55-34 to the Rothsay Tigers. Troy Hagan to Travis Tollerud, who inbounded the ball. Ducharme looking, got it to Troy Hagan. Lost the ball to Brian Henderson. Harstead underneath to Nelson to David. Henderson gets that bucket.
Who was that on the bucket? 32?
30, yes.
David Henderson
in and out.
Basket.
Didn't get the break on that one. Brian Henderson bringing the ball up the floor, being guarded closely by Schustrom. Schustrom tries to kick the ball from behind and gets tabbed for a foul. His second.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 53, Ryan Schustrom. His second. Shooting a bonus for the Tigers, number 14, Brian Henderson.
These Rothsay Tigers will be taking on the Hillcrest Comets.
When do they play next, Sal?
I don't remember if they said on Tuesday or...
coming Tuesday?
I wonder. I wouldn't say for sure.
That foul called on the Rothsay Tigers, number 44, John Harstead, his second.
That's only the second foul on the Rothsay Tigers this half. Troy Hagan for 3. Rebound tipped by Kelly Nelson, and he does end up with it. Harstead with the ball. Brian Henderson. Into the corner to Harstead. Skips it out to Tollerud. To Brian Henderson. To Carlsrud.
Playing a little cat and mouse right now.
And Tollerud ends up with a steal. Brad Moats comes down and gets the layup.
Brad Moats for 2.
Brad Moats started this fourth quarter for the Vikings. Makes it 57-36.
Brad's a senior. It's last home game. Get him a little time. Kelly Nelson scores.
59-36. Travis Tollerud dribbling around out there. Needs some help.
Needs some help.
Got Ducharme to come out to him. Drives across the lane, kicks it out to Schustrom. Schustrom puts it up for 3. A little bit short. Carlsrud brings the ball up the floor.
Showing some of that Carlsrud speed there.
Yep.
Entering the ball game for the Vikings, number 23, Spencer Paulson. And number 41, Andrew Miller.
Spencer inbounds the ball to Travis Tollerud. Down to Ducharme. Andrew Miller gets the feed, doesn't get the basket. Kelly Nelson comes down with a rebound. Brian Henderson. Carlsrud back to Henderson. To David Henderson. Over to Carlsrud. Passing the ball around. And Ducharme picks up.
Foul is called on Pelican Rapids, number 35, J.P. Ducharme.
His fourth.
His fourth. Shooting the bonus for the Tigers, number 22, Brady Carlsrud. Entering the ball game for the Vikings, number 33, Jeremy Haberman.
That means all the seniors have been into the ball game. Troy Hagan, a senior. Spencer Paulson, a senior. Jeremy Haberman, a senior. Ducharme, a senior. Andrew Miller, a senior. Brad Moats, a senior. And Derek Satter, a senior. Unique.
That made them both.
2 free throws for Carlsrud. Haberman pulls that rebound down, kicks it out to Schustrom, and Schustrom tipped the ball away. Good hustle. Ducharme. We could have a fender bender or 2 out here. Yes. Brian Henderson to Harstead on the baseline, reverse layup, and drills it.
John Harstead for 2.
Nice move. 63-36. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Foul is called on the Tigers, number 44, John Harstead. Entering the ball game for the Tigers, number 52, Wade Steiner.
Harstead's also a senior. He just picked up the foul. Schustrom with the ball in the corner into Andrew Miller. Double dribble. Rothsay seniors Brian Henderson, Mike Couple, David Henderson, Kelly Nelson, and John Harstead.
For your safety, we'd like to remind the students in the
regular season game.
southeast corner, you must sit in the bleachers. Please get off the floor. Cheerleaders, please help out.
Carlswood with the ball over to Brian Henderson, underneath to Steiner, doesn't get it. Steiner doesn't get it. Rebound.
Good rebound.
Perrin.
Number 55, Justin Perrin into the ball game for the Vikings.
Loses the ball driving into the lane. Carlswood with the ball. Last touch by Justin Perrin. So the Rothsay Tigers will inbound the ball. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. 63-36 our score. Carlswood with the ball on top. Nelson cranks up a 3. Didn't get it. Pulled down by Ducharme.
One of the few he's missed.
Drives and is fouled.
Pick out the basket.
And he's given the basket.
Basket by J.P. Ducharme. Foul is on the Tigers, number 14, Brian Henderson. His first. Ducharme at the line, shooting 1.
Got the free throw.
Entering the ball game for the Tigers, number 44, John Harstead. $63-39. Harstead being guarded by Schustrom. Kelly Nelson to Brian Henderson. Henderson kicks it out to Harstead. Harstead shoots, doesn't get it. Rebound, Brian Henderson. Carlswood for 3. Got it. Brady Carlswood for 3.
He's a sophomore.
Getting a lot of playing time tonight.
66-39.
Very quick.
Turn back to Ducharme. Ducharme shoots and scores a 3.
J.P. Ducharme for 3.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game. Kelly Nelson on top. Brian Henderson back to Nelson.
Entering the ball game for the Tigers, number 20, Brad Waldock.
And the Rothsay Tigers call a timeout. 66.
Timeout, Rothsay.
Is our score. We have 3 minutes left in the ball game. Rothsay Tigers leading 66-43 in this, the last regular season.
Rothsay's ball after the timeout.
Teams. Again, the Rothsay Tigers will be playing Hillcrest Academy at the Fergus Falls Community College.
I'm not sure what kind of team Hillcrest has. They're usually fairly quick, and it's usually a big rivalry between them and Rothsay.
Well, that's a number 2 seed team against the number 7 seed team. So
Hillcrest must be 7.
Hillcrest
Who's number 1 in that area?
Ashby, I believe it was.
Ashby.
Ashby is the number 1.
They came out of that conference this year?
Yes, yes. And they have a young team, and they have some good players.
They must have a very good team if they're seated ahead of this Rothsay team.
So our Vikings will be looking to face Long Prairie Gray Eagle on Thursday of next week. Waldock fires a 3 from the corner.
Brad Waldock for 3. And I've been watching this Waldock come off the bench. He doesn't hardly miss. I'm trying to figure out who started in front of him.
Brad Haverman Jeremy Haberman gets it into Schustrom, and
nice pass by Haberman, just didn't convert.
Karlsruhe with the ball. Waldock with the ball in the corner, underneath to Harstead. Reverse layup, and
John Harstead scores.
Having a nice ball game. 71-42 is our score. Ducharme puts it up, and Waldock with the rebound, and Perrin with a foul.
That foul is called on number 55, Justin Perrin, his first. Rothsay coach finally decided 30 points was a big enough lead.
71-42. Well, he's got to do what he has to get ready for the tournaments and
get some playing time. Most of these teams haven't played much this week.
That's right.
Get some minutes under their belt for the tournaments next week.
Karlsruhe drills the first free throw, second one, and he scores.
Into the ball game for the Tigers, number 50, David Steiner.
Both coaches virtually emptying the bench now. As Backstrom, Bakken, Berg
both coaches have, well, Pelican coaches played everybody.
Perrin turns, shoots, and scores.
That was a nice looking shot.
Yes, it was. Got fouled. Hacked in the act, as they
That
say.
basket by Pelican Rapids, number 55, Justin Perrin. Perrin at the line, shooting one. That last foul on number 20, Brad Waldock, his first. That's the inside game we've been looking for the whole game.
73-44.
Honda with a minute 44 left.
Minute 44, 73-44, and Perrin makes it a three-point play.
Perrin does have a nice looking shot. He's just not been getting all the time he wants.
Waldock.
Two guys in front of him.
Over to Zerbis, being guarded by Bakken. Now to Karlsruhe, back to Zerbis. Karlsruhe underneath to Waldock. Didn't get it. Steiner puts it up, didn't get it. And
Lucas rips one down.
Bakken pulls the rebound down. Into Perrin, couldn't handle it. Minute and 13 seconds left. Minute and 13 seconds left. 73-45 is our score. Favor of the Rothsay Tigers. Waldock being guarded by Bakken. Into Brian Henderson. Or Zerbis. Now Karlsruhe, Zerbis. Underneath, intercepted by Justin Perrin. Quick
Justin's having a nice game here in the last couple minutes.
Yes. 45 seconds left in the ball game. 73-45. Shot, rebound by Haberman. Backstrom fakes, wants to shoot.
He's already used up his pivot foot, so he had nowhere to go.
Into Perrin. Perrin is going to kick it out to Haberman. Haberman shoots and scores.
Jeremy Haberman for two.
Waldock, 73-47 is our score. Inside to Steiner. Steiner doesn't get it. And
Haberman is tough on the boards.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Backstrom up and doesn't get it. And our final score, 73 for the Rothsay Tigers, 47 for our Pelican Rapids Vikings. We'll be back with a wrap-up on tonight's game in just a few minutes.
A reminder, upcoming event.
Well, Channel 5 sports fans, that concludes the regular season for our Pelican Rapids Vikings boys basketball team. They finished the season with a 10-12 record. That's also the final game of the regular season for the Rothsay Tigers. They finished it with a 16-6 record. Here's the way the scoring went. First of all, for the victorious Rothsay Tigers, Brian Henderson finished the game with 10, Brad Waldock 12, Brady Karlsruhe 7, David Henderson 4, Kelly Nelson 23, John Harstead 17, And that is a scoring total 73 points. So the Rothsay Tigers had 4 people in double figures in tonight's ball game. Well played ball game by the Rothsay Tigers. And for our Pelican Rapids Vikings, Troy Hagan finished the game with 9 points, Matt Solberg 3, Trent Hagan 5, Jeremy Haberman 2, J.P. Ducharme 10, Travis Tollerud 10, Derek Satter with 1, and Justin Perrin with 3, for a total of 47 points. As was mentioned earlier, our Pelican Rapids Vikings take on the Long Prairie Eagles on Thursday. Game time, watch the Pelican Press for the game time on that one, and that'll be the first round of the boys section 8AA playoffs. And for the Rothsay Tigers, as we said, finished with a 15-6 season, and they play their first game against the Hillcrest Comets. Again tomorrow, our girls, Saturday, our girls take on East Grand Forks in a tournament game at Concordia. They play at 8:30, and if weather and everything holds up, we will try to bring a telecast of that ball game. So for Channel 5 Sports, we'd like to thank Pelican Rapids High School for permitting the videotaping of these games, and for our Spectrum Cable people to bring this game to our local people, so that you people at home can support and follow our Pelican Rapids Vikings. Thanks also to Glenn Morkey, Jim Fletcher. This is Al Siegley signing off for tonight's basketball game, where the Rothsay Tigers defeated Pelican Rapids 73-47. Thanks again, sports fans.